when it comes to preparing your home for sale, a lot of people don't realize this and they don't put in the extra effort, but in Parksville and Qualicum Beach, the buyers that we have in general, they're experienced buyers, they're retired, they're coming here to look for a property, their future dream home that they're going to spend the rest of their years in. So preparing your property for sale can make the difference of thousands of dollars. And in a lot of cases, it's not that difficult to take from a baseline and get it up to where a buyer's going to walk in and really feel like you've put in the effort to prepare it for them coming to see. And the simple things, and I don't know why it's a challenge for some people to do this, but I always recommend it. We don't always do it on every property because some sellers aren't open to it. But number one, make sure your house is spotless, squeaky clean. And if you're not one to be cleaning your house, then we just get a cleaner to come in and clean it, make it spotless. So bathrooms, especially when you've got a glass shower door in your ensuite or in the main bath, that glass needs to be sparkling clean and see-through. It should not have a film of water scale on it, because that's a definite downer for buyers. Your windows, your countertops, your silicone that's around your tub and bathroom, around your kitchen, that stuff needs to be like just looking like brand new. Little things like that. That's always the first baseline. Then second to that is going to be unfinished projects. Get them finished. Do not leave anything unfinished, because if buyers come through and they see something that's going to cost $100 to fix for you, they're going to want to take $1,000 off the price and sometimes more. So you got a piece of trim that is missing, or something that's just not right, or a hole in the drywall, or a hole in the door, or a doorknob missing here and a light switch cover there. Just go and fix that stuff, because if people come in and they see the stuff they can see is not perfect, then they just assume that everything that they can't see is also not perfect, which results in we want to pay less to allow a contingency for the stuff that we think we might have to do. But when they come in and everything is just perfect, sparkling clean, pristine, then they'll pay more because they have confidence. And this doesn't mean that your house has to be renovated to a new standard. It just needs to be clean and neat and tidy. But you can take the next step. Obviously, paint is the most inexpensive thing that you can do. So if you're looking to really give a refresh, paint is the best money spent that will net you the highest return, especially if your house is in need of a paint job. If it's just color, or if you have really strong colors in your house, you may want to consider giving a paint job just to neutralize it so it will appeal to the masses.
And what do you feel about the advice that make it look like no one lives there?
Yeah, so when it comes to staging or having it shown, like making the house feel like nobody lives there, there is a balance between there, and it really will depend on the style of your home, because some homes will have a much more of a warm and comforting feel just depending on the decorating. If they're more traditional, you'll get away with being able to have more stuff around to give it that feeling. If you've got a more of a modern, clean look, then it's going to be minimalist. Less is better. And we all get comfortable living in our own homes. We just get used to the stuff that we've got around. Like, there's pictures or things like books and things stacked out of place, and they're just there, and we get used to it. But when a buyer comes in, that's the things that they notice right away that are either out of place or just aren't right. But when everything is perfect, they don't notice that it's perfect, but they just get this feeling like it felt so nice, or we don't know why we liked it so much. And it's because all the little details were hit. Like, you can go out and spend a few $100s on new bedding, like linens and towels for your bathrooms, just crisp white, put them in there. It just freshens it up, can really transform a space. And bathrooms, like, put your toothbrushes and your old soaps and just put that stuff away. Clear it off.
And what about the curb appeal?
Well, curb appeal is huge for what you can see. So now, don't spend a lot of time working on things or areas that nobody's going to see, but definitely from what you see when you pull up, that's super important. Make sure that that front step is clean, that there's no rotting boards, that the steps aren't loose or uneven. That's going to be a big factor. If you've got like moss growing on your concrete, get it power washed. Make sure your pillars and everything are painted out. If you got railings or fencing, make sure at the front of the house, yes, 100%. Down the sides of the house, not as big of a deal. And in your backyard, the main focus is going to be when you're standing and looking out the patio doors, the space that you can see, that's where you're going to want to really focus your attention. Don't worry about the pile of wood you've got out behind your shed that nobody can see, because focus on other areas first. Same thing with closets and cabinets. A lot of people aren't looking in those when they're looking at the house, so you don't need to spend a lot of time organizing your closets. If you get to that, great, it's a bonus, but it's not necessary. There's many places that you could focus your time and energy before that.
So you talked about retirees moving here and having, your home retiree ready. So what happens if I have a 2-story?
Okay, what are buyers looking for when they come to Parksville? Well, because the majority of them are retirees, they're not looking for stairs. And so about 80% of our buyers are buyers who won't buy 2-story homes. So if you have a 2-story home, you're going to have a limited buyer pool right to begin with. And so it's even more important that those properties show extra special and put in the extra effort. But yeah, the even retirees that can do stairs won't tend to buy houses with stairs just because of for resale value. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If I do have a 2-story home with like living quarters on the main floor, that kind of thing, I could potentially still be desirable.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of 2-level homes that still have the primary bedroom on the main floor. Those are still going to appeal to retirees. It's when that primary bedroom is up on the second floor, or you have to take stairs, or the entry is not level and you got to go 4 or 5 stairs to get into the house. Those ones you're going to have a limited buyer pool. Not that they're not saleable, we have to take that into consideration. And so what happens is the price per square foot of your main level or a ranch style house is very high. And you can almost double the square footage of a 2-story, but you don't get twice the price because people just aren't willing to pay for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you've talked about a lot of things I should do to get my home ready to sell. It's a bit overwhelming. Like, what should I do?
Oh,
where do
yeah.
I start?
I mean, a lot of times we're not expecting you to do all of this work. Like, we've got a great crew that can come in and help. We've got, Jacob does landscaping and power washing and cleaning the roofs and cleaning all the windows. And it's really reasonable. Like, they come in and in a day get all of this stuff done. So, same thing if you want decluttering or help packing things up, we'll get Mari to come in. And she's great. Again, gets a lot done in a day. When you have somebody that can come in and help from the outside, and you're on point, you get a lot done. So yeah, it's not stuff that you always have to do. But at the same point, if you want to do these things and you feel like you're capable or open to it, then we can give you the list and you can just go down the list and make sure they're all done so we can prep it. Because the goal is, you're really leaving money on the table if you don't do this work. Now, again, not everybody's willing to do the work, and sometimes they just say, no, just sell it as is, we're done, and we can do that, but you may be leaving money on the table.
So if someone's looking to sell their home, in terms of like paperwork and things that they should gather to get ready, are there things that they can do to be proactive?
There's not a lot of paperwork that's absolutely necessary. Now, obviously, if you have good records for the history of your home and any improvements that you've done and you hang on to that, again, those things will leverage a long way to a buyer. If they can see that you've gone through the care and attention to keep all of your receipts for when you had the roof cleaned and the furnace cleaned and the gutters cleaned and for the last 10 years, and you have all of that to that level of detail, that does typically work to net you more in your pocket, because buyers see that and they get a really good feeling that, well, these people did a good job, they hired professionals, we'll pay more because of that. So it's not always necessary, but it doesn't hurt to have that stuff, especially when it comes to wells and septic systems, or if you did work and you can show who the trades were and who you hired, so that if the new owners have a question, they've got someone to go back on and call to fix, then that's always beneficial as well. But yes, the more detailed that you are, even having things like your monthly amount of your BC Hydro or your natural gas bill, because some buyers want to know. So yeah, if you can gather that information and have it available, that's definitely helpful.
Okay, so what if someone wants more information? They want to get started on their own, or they want to get going on this. What should they
number
do?
one, I mean, set an appointment with someone like myself. I'd come over, go through the house with you, create a list, give you a checklist to go down, tell you what to focus on first. We can help go through that. Make sure that you're focused. I met with a seller a few weeks ago that the main part of the house was a little bit disorganized, and her goal over the next 2 weeks was to organize her pantry. and because she was getting ready to sell the house. And before she did anything else, she was going to organize the pantry. And she was going to take like 10 days to do this. And leaving the other stuff and then be ready to sell. And I, you know, after talking with her and explaining like what was important, that once you get all these other items done, then go and tackle the pantry, because the pantry, when the door is closed, nobody sees it, right? So a lot of times we get hung up on our own things, or we know that there's a problem with our house that, or at least we think is a problem, that a buyer might come in and never see. So to have an agent come in with a different perspective, outside eyes, and go through and be able to help and guide, it saves so much time and energy, and just removes a whole bunch of stress that would otherwise could be there.
Okay. And how far ahead of time should I be in touch with my realtor for selling?
Well, it depends on, well, yeah, 2 weeks. So if you're looking to plan to put your home on the market, and what point should you have the realtor come over? Obviously, as early as possible. Sometimes it's up to a year early, but in general, if you're thinking ready to go, about 2 weeks, get the realtor over. We can come up with a plan. We can get a lot done in 2 weeks in terms of prep work, because the other side of it is, as far as doing any landscaping or outside work, we want all of that completed like a day or two before we get the photos done, so that it looks new and fresh. Like, to do your landscape plan 2 months and then have the photos done, you won't even notice that it was done. So there's a whole process. We can walk you through it, make it as simple as possible.